Okay. Says we lost access. Reconnect. Facebook. Oh, yeah, I got to put in new passwords. Okay. So are we good? Yeah. Yeah. And we're live. We live.
Okay.
That's right.
Cheers. It's happy hour.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. What are you drinking?
Crusher. Rest of that crusher we had.
Oh, I like that crusher.
Yeah. Yeah.
What good
So
wine?
yeah. Oh, so those of you out there, we just decided to go live for this particular episode. We're gonna run it and then I don't know if we're gonna take it down, leave it up. But anyway, hey, thanks for coming in. Welcome. Welcome. And those of you that are listening to us via audio, this is a couple of weeks later. So today is like
It's
what's Friday?
Friday,
It's Friday.
November 12th.
There we go. There we go.
Happy birthday, Roselle Smith.
Hey, happy birthday, Roselle Smith. She was episode 29, wasn't she?
I think so. 22, 29, somewhere in there.
Let me look up the magic number.
So while you're looking that up, we had a long conversation this morning about the mutability of your ideal client.
Yes, yes, and what it meant to actually put a name with a face. Hey, did you put about your host up there?
Did I what?
Yeah, on the website. How'd they get up there?
I don't know. What happened? If it was a technical thing, I didn't do it. You know that.
No, you in the sphere of the tech. You're killing me.
That's why I hired a VA. I love that woman.
Roselle was episode 22. You're right.
Okay.
Texas Realtor.
Yes.
So today's her birthday. So
Yeah.
happy birthday, Roselle.
Happy birthday, Roselle. And I was talking to her earlier about land. You know, we talked about that a bunch in that episode. She said it's starting to stabilize again. So I think I'm going to start looking again.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you looking at raw land or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I remember we talked about it, and then she said people were in bidding wars. I don't think we can do that. No, I just feel like we need to diversify a little bit further.
Right. Did you guys look into the REITs again?
No. And what I really want to do with that after we talk to your friend Matt, is
Matt
look
Franklin.
into
Rogue Retirement Lounge.
Rogue Retirement Lounge. Shout out to Matt. Is look at the REITs for the assisted livings.
There you go.
Because that's going to go. I mean, it's already gangbusters, but as boomers get older and older, I mean, how can you go wrong in that?
You can't.
Here's my question, though. When you look at the episode 36,
Matt Franklin, Rogue
okay.
Retirement.
When you look at those REITs, how do you tell what the performance is? Do you just go by the dividend?
No, you have to look at some of the fundamentals, and a great place to go is that website I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was REIT.com.
I think it was RIET.com.
And yeah, and they got the research there to talk about what they're into, if they're on any indexes, which quite a few of them are, like S&P and so forth.
Okay.
And you can get the best information about them. And again, this show is not giving financial advice. It's for entertainment. Please do your own research.
Yes. Yes, neither of us are licensed to give financial advice.
No, don't want to be. No, but we decided to do today's episode live, those of you out there, or just kind of break the rhythm a little bit, to talk about a 3-day conference that Roberta and I attended last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. and it was the Viral Networking Conference held here in Houston, Texas. And it was held by a good friend of ours, Tony Harris Taylor. And the idea was community, connections, clarity, confidence, cash. So, the learn to generate more leads to make 6 figures through branding, networking, speaking, and social media. So basically showing up live. Social media is part of it, but Tony's push is to be live, is to develop a network of people. I won't say like-minded people, but just to develop a network to get out there. Oh, there's Janet. Let me
Yay, Janet. Okay.
Let me change that.
Yeah. Then, I met with a lot of people since we left the conference.
Yeah.
Hey,
Janet,
great.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, welcome.
Hi, Janet.
Hi.
For those of you that are on audio, Janet Fish just joined us. And Janet has her own podcast, the Breakthrough Your Profit Ceiling podcast. I've been on it. I think, was I episode 32?
I don't remember what episode you were. I'd have to. Hold on. I got a little list right here, though.
Because you were on episode 42 of the Grown Women, Growing Wealth podcast.
Yes.
Talking about getting unstuck.
Let me find out. Let me see.
Cross podcasting.
There we go.
I'm sure it was later than that, but let's see.
And Janet is the Breakthrough Business Coach.
I am.
As well.
Yeah, tell us what you do, Janet, before we just go and start blapping about the networking conference.
Yeah, so I'm a business coach. I work with entrepreneurs. I like solo entrepreneurs. My clients are usually $300,000 or less. So I've worked with big companies, but that's not my passion because you always end up talking about HR and systems, and that's not my thing. So I just love working with entrepreneurs. We focus a lot on marketing and marketing strategies. I've been doing it for 16 years. I've coached over 1,000 people in 16 different countries. So been doing it a long time and absolutely love it. So, and then lately, besides the podcast, I've been doing a lot around email marketing because I'm really, I'm kind of just having dove so deep into it in my own business in the last year or so. And I just find none of my clients are really doing it, or they're not doing it so well. So that's another one of my kind of specialties these days is email marketing. In fact, I've been working on an email marketing promotion, holiday promotion that I'm going to go with this year. So that's what I've been working on all day. Yeah.
Very cool. I'm waiting on my editor, AKA my husband, to finish editing my Friday email so it can go out.
There you go.
No time but the present.
I just the way my brain works, I can't help it, right? But he's an engineer, so I figure if I can write a sales newsletter that he understands, we're good to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it.
Yeah, well, you two guys love email. But we were talking about before you came on the networking conference we attended last week, the Viral Networking Conference. It was held here in Houston, so it was in person. So it was great to get back in a room full of people.
I saw you and I saw your smiling face on social media.
Oh yeah,
and you were episode 83 of the Breakthrough.
Okay, see, I transposed the
there
numbers.
You go. 3883. Yeah, I mean, and over this past week, I've had a couple of little networking one-to-ones with folks that I met. You never quite know who you're going to intersect with. It's like, I don't know if I have anything in common with this person, but okay, let me, have this chat. You can't hurt nice enough people, right? And there's definitely been some interesting intersections. I chatted with a lady today who lives in Alexandria, Virginia, which is where we used to live. We used to live in Fairfax, Virginia. And she's trying to develop a membership program for organizing. Well, we had Declutter School on how many episodes ago, Daff? A couple, Sarah Mueller.
Yeah.
And she runs a huge membership group. I'm like, okay, you two should should know each other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And the introduction for David Johnson, the nonprofit gentleman that runs a nonprofit.
Hmm.
And very interesting how he has basically an ad grant from Google, a little bit of change per month and just free ads from Google. And, getting him connected with the guy I know that's just, the Google whisperer.
Yeah.
So.
Well, your friend can take that budget and
Oh, yeah.
triple the effect. Yeah.
Right. So the in-person networking, because the last 18 months have.
Yeah. It must have been great to just be in a room full of a bunch of people.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. It actually got close to being rowdy a couple of times. Just people just talking, just happy to be there. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, it's like 25 people, right? I mean, we weren't football stadium level, but it was nice that it was intimate, but also, everybody was boisterous and happy, and I've been really hammering culture in my newsletter over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
The culture in that room was completely reflective of the person who put that conference together.
Awesome.
So, we're both business coaches. Daphne's leaning that way. This lady's a business coach. She probably teaches something very similar to what you teach as but our cultures are so different.
Well, we all have our spin on it. And one of my best friends, we actually we learned how to coach together. We went to coaches training together, 16 years ago. He lives here where I live. I've known him for years. There's not one bone in my body that feels like there's any competition there. Like he's got his world and I've got my world. And we've actually been interviewed by the same client, and they chose me or him. And it's all the way it's supposed to be. Like there's plenty of people out there who need our help. So we don't need to fight over them.
Absolutely not. And that's what people are attracted to, right? Culture, values, strengths. Yeah, like what you were saying about not wanting to coach systems or HR. There's no way I'm doing that. No. But there's a coach out there that certainly could. So if I know them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Daphne, how much have you had a drink already?
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to have to sit down for a minute. You guys keep talking. One step away.
Okay. Just so funny. So Janet, remind me where you are.
I'm in Sacramento, California.
Okay. So sunny weather there, right? Sacramento?
Today, right now, I mean, we've had some fog the last couple of days, but for the most part, it's been pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you? You're in Houston as well?
No, I was in Houston. That's how Daphne and I met, but now we're in Florida.
Okay.
We did the whole retire and move to Florida
there
thing.
You go. Good for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy it. So you're a big email lover as well.
I am. Like I said, I really got deep into it. I would say probably starting in January, when I went from, I had been at MailChimp for a while, and a couple of years, and there were a couple things that it wasn't doing that I needed it to do. So I switched over to ActiveCampaign.
Okay.
And when I did that, I redid all of my automations, and then I added more lead magnets. So I added a whole bunch of automations. And so I'm actually doing a workshop on Tuesday. It's an email marketing and automation workshop. I do it every other month. I'm trying to get to once a month, but right now it's every other. And it's just best practices. But it's a workshop. So it's 4 hours, and Daphne's taken it, and you actually write your emails and your automations while you're there. Because one of my biggest pet peeves about workshops is I come home with a bunch of notes that sit in a folder and I never do anything with them. And I do that all the time. And so I wanted it to be something where people left with actual emails written and automations, or at least part or an outline of an automation written, so they actually can start emailing the next day.
Yeah. Well, because I'll take it all home and then I have questions.
Yeah, that. And the thing about the workshop is once you've come, you can come back as many times as you want for free.
Oh, that's nice.
So,
okay.
And it's only a $97 workshop, so it's super affordable, but you can come back as many times as you want to, get a refresher or just go through it again and get to that next level of where you are with your emails. So,
yeah.
So one of I have 2 holiday promotions, and one of them is I'm just going to sell my automations and email copy for $27. So So that's what I've been working. Like I said, that's what I was working on today.
Nice.
But anyway,
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the email. I mean, I read a lot of emails. I'm on not a lot of people's lists, but I'm on a few. And if you're putting out really good content, I'm looking for the email. I want to see it.
and I learn a lot by other people's emails. Like I'll save some that I think are really particularly good so that I can steal their ideas,
Absolutely.
you know?
There you
Hey,
go.
Daphne, you're back.
Oh yeah, I'm back. We're back.
Would you knock over the microphone or something?
No, the worst. I knocked over my wine glass.
Mm.
Oh no.
Yes, I lost Crusher.
Did you go
and
get
a
some
desk
more?
calendar. Yeah, I got some more. I got
Okay, good. As long as there's more, you're okay.
Absolutely. I'm just starting with a little tea now, but I have every Friday at 3 my time, I have Fun Friday, and so I go live on Instagram. Sometimes we go Instagram and Facebook, and so that's when I usually pour the glass of wine and start the weekend.
There you go.
Nice.
This is the beauty of Central Time.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't feel bad because it's already boozing time already.
Well, it's 5 o'clock
Well,
here, so
somewhere.
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I'm gonna embrace that at 3.
Yeah.
Well, and my partner who comes on usually live with me, she's in Florida as well. So it's like 7, it's what, 6
Excuse
o'clock
me.
for her. So, she's already into the wine. So
Yeah.
Yeah, ready to go.
There we
Ready
go.
for the weekend.
It was great to
Oh.
see Roberta too. She flew in, so that was awesome.
Yeah. It's good to see you actually like face to face.
I'll bet it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the first, I don't know when I'm going to do my first live conference, but I'm looking forward to it.
There you go. It was I know working real hard. I want to do some traveling in the new year it's going to be 2022. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to catch a couple of podcast ones. I want to go
I do
to,
too.
What's the big one?
Podfest.
Yeah, it's going to be here in Texas.
Good, because
wow.
nothing, no offense, Roberta, but I hate flying all the way across the country for those darn things in
Well,
Florida.
I know. I don't
you probably
blame
feel
you.
the same way about LA, or San Francisco. Just such
Well,
a long way to
you
go.
I don't mind
When I
flying
was
to
in
Vegas.
Houston, yeah. When I was in Houston, it wasn't that big a deal. But before then, we lived in Virginia. I lived in Virginia for 20 years. So yeah, like California, Virginia to California. It's a pretty long flight. It's
No
a
way to
spendy
get
flight.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not a straight way to get there either. So,
Yeah.
Podfest is in May, and it's in Florida,
oh yeah.
Where in Florida, Dad?
Orlando.
Oh,
It was here last year.
okay. We should definitely go to that.
It was just there last week, 2 weeks ago.
So
They must
and I
do it a
think
couple times a year.
There's another one if I can get this.
Podfest.
Um,
No,
There's-
you know what? Go ahead, Janet.
I was going to say I don't remember the name of it, but there's one that a whole bunch, it's in LA, and it was in LA. I don't know if they haven't brought it back yet. Steve Olsher runs it, and I don't remember what it's called. It's called the Inner something or other, or but I know a bunch of people like Adam and JJ, like a bunch of people that I know all met
Go to
each
that
other
one?
there. And yeah, so that would be something I'd be interested in.
Huh. Have you
Whenever that
taken
comes
any
back.
of his courses,
No.
Steve Olsher's?
No, I was in do you know JJ Flizanes and Doug Sandler? Okay, so
No.
they're big in the podcasting space, and I joined their high-end mastermind this year, and so
Okay.
that's where I spent most of my like high-end coaching money. But now I'm out of that program, and I spend a lot of time with Adam Shively and his Download Growth Club, and Adam and I do a bunch of stuff together. We do lives together in clubhouses, and so now I'm kind of learning what I can from him and his community, which Daphne is a
Okay.
member of as well. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty good community.
So
We-
and the other one is She Podcast,
Yeah,
and they
did you
just
go to
had
that?
one.
yeah. Who?
They-
Someone I know. Oh, maybe I forget
Heather.
who went to it.
Heather's
Heather
like,
went.
well,
So did Chris McPeak. I think I don't know.
okay.
Anyway,
Yeah, because
but
Heather
yeah.
was on stage.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Where is that one, Daphne?
It was this year. It was in Scottsdale, Arizona,
Yeah.
Okay.
and they don't have anything up yet about where they're
For
gonna
next
be
year? Okay.
And 10X is going to be in South Beach. It's going to be in Miami.
Hmm.
Nope. I only 10X in Vegas.
Well, you
I'm
need to
putting my
come
foot
visit
down
me,
there.
so that could be
Yeah.
a reason.
So do you
No,
guys
10X should be in Vegas.
Okay.
It just has that Vegas feel.
just should be that
It
It
should be in
totally has.
Vegas.
Grant Cardone has a Vegas feel, but that's a whole other subject.
Oh, yeah. I watch
What
him
were you
on-
going to say,
He's on
Janet?
Clubhouse all the time. So do you
Okay.
guys do this this happy hour often, or is this your first time?
Now, it's not our first time, but we don't do it. We did one previously.
Yes.
Um,
But we don't normally do it live. But what happens, Janet, it's like this morning, Daphne called me to set it up and get everything going. And we talked for like 2 hours. And I'm like, damn it, why didn't we record that? Because
yeah, that was a real audit, because that's where we just went through the avatar I was telling you about. And
Yeah.
we really fleshed out a lot of stuff.
it's
I'm
so
trying to
much
put some more meat
easier
on the bones.
to do that type of work when you have somebody that knows you to bounce it off of.
Absolutely.
And to me, and this is not a sales pitch for myself or for Janet, but to me, that is always the benefit of coaching.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, coaches have coaches, and so I mean, it's just important that you always have somebody, whether you're paying them or not, but you've always got somebody as a sounding board to help you kind of clear through your thoughts.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I need to write everything down, get it all out, and then go back and forth with somebody
Yeah.
after.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
also what helped. I bought one of those big Post-its. One of those big you write on them and you peel them off. And you
Like
can
a
paste
flip
them.
chart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you can pull it off and paste it up somewhere. Because
The
Roberta
big
turned
sticky
me
notes.
onto it.
I love
Yeah.
those things.
And actually, I think it was the mixture of standing up and writing. Because things are different when you stand up.
Yeah.
As
Well,
they taught you in church.
I went to a mastermind and we went through that, and I had three of those flip charts that I just took down because I had girls' weekend and they were all over the walls and
Mhm.
people were staying in my office. But yeah, it's kind of, you can stick them on the wall and look at them. I think that's helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I am a pen to paper person. I'll go back later and enter it into something or whatever, but there is something about pen to paper.
I
Whether
do
it's
all of my creative, like I wrote all the copy for my holiday promotion, sitting on my Chase Lounge with a pencil and a notebook. And then I'll put them into a Word document so I can actually, but I'm the same way. When I'm being creative, I'm doodling on a piece of paper.
Yeah, definitely. All kinds of doodle. I got sticky notes too. I'm a big fan of any kind of sticky notes.
Even the big ones like Daphne's using.
Yes, I love those
You're the one that
things.
turned me on to it. 'Cause
Yeah.
we were, a couple of times when we tried to work some stuff out when she was staying here in Texas before she abandoned me. We go over to her place and doodle stuff out. So I saw
Yeah.
when I picked it up, and it gives you a chance to look at stuff, and then because it's okay to change, because you can just ball it up and move on.
They stick pretty well to the walls.
Reasonably, if I keep the fan under control.
Oh yeah.
If they're constantly waving under the fan, eventually that glue is going to give up.
Yeah.
Or I'll stick a thumbtack in there. But
I still have one from when I was in Houston and I did my first mastermind with Perry Marshall, and he and I did a grid. It's eight segments of your customer buying, why they buy. And I did the whole thing on the big sticky notes because we could just write. Like I'd be, shouting out what I'm thinking, and Perry would shout out something. We're just writing like crazy. He's got his sticky notes, and I got my sticky notes.
That works
I
great.
color coded the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
we talk
how
about
much?
business nerds. We're up here
Lord.
laughing 'cause we think that shit is cool. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sad.
That is kind of nerdy, but that's why we add wine, Daphne. This makes us not nerds.
There you go.
No, but as I said, real happy about that because the Avatar, because I keep hearing it because was a technician by trade for so long, whether it was in the Corps or later when I started doing IT civilian wise. The process was always the most important thing to make sure you got the lights to turn on or the voice to come across the wire. And that's what I'll start doing immediately. I'll get an idea and then I want to go to process. And it's idea. You got to flesh that idea out before you get the process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because fleshing it out, you may discover it's not a good thing or we need to add something here or what have you. Pull back.
Yeah.
But I got to get this done. No, you got to think. What book was that? Here we go with books again. That I read about that thinking time is important. That is not a waste of time. Daydreaming is not a waste of time. What some people call daydreaming. And
I don't know what that is.
When you're sitting back focused on letting the thoughts come to you.
I try and do it for at least an hour a day. And it usually is when I'm doing whatever exercise, because for some reason, riding my bike or running or walking on the beach or whatever, that physical activity is like you say, Daph, with standing up or writing, like the action of your body. A lot of like things that are just racing in my head start going away.
Right.
And then I was walking on the beach, and this is actually my Friday email that I need Alberto, my husband, to finish editing. I was walking on the beach the other day, and like the whole thing just hit me like a ton of bricks. I wasn't even thinking about it. But it's that free of consciousness that daydreaming or, the mind wandering leaves open to you, to where you can, all that stuff that's in the back of your brain can come to the front.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, throwing a little physical activity on it seems to heat it up.
Awesome. Well, ladies, I'm going to have to run. I haven't prepared for my live, and I have some things I need to do before that, but I wanted to jump on and say,
hey, well, thanks.
And let me know the next time you're going to do it. I'll carve out a little bit more time. Today it was kind of like, okay, I'll see if I could jump on.
And maybe, that might be a part of when we do these. We're going to reach out for a couple of folks just to join us. And
that would be lovely.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Thanks for coming, Janet.
Thank you, guys.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Now you got to change the doo-ha.
Yeah. Is that the technical term for it, doo-ha?
Yes, it is. Yes, ma'am, it is. So what else? What else about the networking conference?
Okay, let's see. We got a big deal that it was great being in the same place. And one of the persons that I met and I networked with, because, Tony's big thing is that you actually got to set a date when you meet someone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what led me down the rabbit hole to work on the Avatar, to really, because the one thing I gathered from this person, they made very clear, even to name the Avatar, it's really got to be a person in your own mind so you can have a conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you advertise or whatever you're doing, you're talking to that person. Now, if some other people like it and want to chime in and join you, fine.
Yeah.
But everything is aimed at this particular avatar. So it changed a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And Janet, she just left, but she had mentioned how it possibly even changed how I consider myself before the market. Not so much a wealth coach, but more of a business and so forth. So business coach.
Yeah. Here's the thing I think that kept me from doing that work for a long time. It was like, okay, I don't want to be stuck with this. Well, you're not married to it.
Right.
If it changes, it changes.
Right. Because even the marriage changes.
Sure.
Yeah. We're not the same folks we were for the whole deal.
I hope not. Right. But to develop and move along. Now, I've reconnected with some people that I knew 20 years ago, and they were still exactly the same person.
Uh-oh. That is
And you're
scary.
like, sorry.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun. We were 18, but we're like 30 now, and I don't know. I'm thinking you should
Have
not wake up on the
changed
coffee tables.
a little bit by now. Yeah.
Just a little bit. Hey, so look, did you take Dr. Frazier's advice, and have you been calling somebody, reconnecting every morning with a few new folks? Well, not new folks, but just reconnecting.
No, I have not done that yet. I did send out a bunch of note cards today.
Okay, so you took that route.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to do that a lot. One of my first coaches, Irene, that we had on the podcast,
Mhm.
Irene and Mary, they're both massive on handwritten notes. So it's like, let me do that. Because I also enjoy it. But I do probably need to make a list of people to reconnect with.
I know what I would.
From
Oh, go ahead. People you need to reconnect with.
just from business or whatever.
Yeah, to get a surprise. What are you drinking?
I am drinking Imagery Pinot Noir.
Oh, a Pinot. Yeah.
Pinot, yay! Yeah, I mean, I used to never drink Pinot Noir. I always drank like super strong cabs, Zen.
Then how did you introduce me to? Because you're the ones that introduced me to Pinot.
I know. So I used to be like, give me a Malbec that'll punch me in the face. I think just as we're talking about the whole development of things, my palate developed a little bit. And then what I was finding, what I found a lot of times with wine I don't like is I haven't tasted the right bottle yet.
Right.
It's a true expression of the grape, because you can get a Pinot Noir that's really thin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. That's or like super strawberry or jammy. I do not like jammy wine. If you like jammy wine, I'm sorry. Have all my jammy wine. I don't like that. Like a really true expression of a Pinot Noir is somewhere in between a cab and a super light wine, and it's fruit with also still having a bit of spice, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, I know what you talk about, the jammy. Because me, that taste, I call it Jolly Rancher. It's sweet, like it's like no. I
No,
don't want that. If I
no,
wanted
I don't.
Kool-Aid, I'd get Kool-Aid. I don't want that.
Yeah, and I don't, or thick, the thick Pinot Noir. No, Pinot Noir is not supposed to be thick.
No, it's supposed to be light and rich.
Yes. And anywhere from fruity to peppery. I mean, I still love a cab. I love a good peppery Zen. But the farmer's market next to us has Imagery Pinot Noir on a buy one get one. So that's what I'm drinking.
There we go. Sounds like a plan.
I like that Crusher though that you got.
It's good. It's good. Still like my Josh Reserve, Family Reserve.
The Josh is good.
Yeah, I haven't. I just
feel
went
like
out. Go ahead.
I feel like Josh is the new Clos du Bois. Remember when you just go to the store and you go like, oh, I'll get a Clos du Bois and it's it's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Josh is the new Clos du Bois.
There you go. I'm down with Josh. Thule's pretty good.
I haven't tried that.
And Kirkland has a awesome. Yes, Costco. Kirkland has an awesome Malbec. But the only Malbec I'll drink.
Kirkland has some good stuff.
Yeah. So I discovered that last Christmas. As I took several bottles to the Christmas party and they were real popular.
Very nice.
Well, that was 2 Christmases ago.
Yeah. I love that Twomey. I mean, that's a spendy bottle of wine, though. That Pinot Noir is delicious. There's another one. It's somebody family, and they have a picture of trees on the bottle. It's like an art drawn picture. I love their Pinot Noir. But, I mean, Pinot's like cab, right? You start running in the $40, $50 range pretty quick.
Yeah, if you don't watch it. Because Thule is about $40 a bottle.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's good wine, though.
It is.
It's delicious. One love the Prisoner too. My sister and I love Prisoner. Have you had that?
Not 99 Crimes.
Nah, it's Orange Swift wine. It's called Prisoner. Or am I getting those mixed up? Carmen will correct me. But Prisoner is a blend. It runs about 45 to 50.
A red blend?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, I'm scared of those. Everyone I
Good.
had, I went, oh,
Well, here's the thing with some of those red blends. Some of them they're using off the leftover grape, right? Like that
Mhm.
Legacy, the Josh Legacy. Sorry, guys, at Josh, that stuff sucks. But if you're getting into Mertages, those are delicious. Like Camus Special Reserve. Mwah. What's the other one that we love? Franciscan Mertage. Delicious. Delicious. Obviously then you get in your Bordeaux style blends, but the cheaper red blends are not that great. I agree with you on that.
no, they can get pretty bad. What is it with this? Thank you. Why you keep trying to go to that other style there? So, we attended another thing today. But you cut out a little early. The podcast mixer.
Yes. That was interesting. What did you think about that?
Well, I got a couple of connections.
Okay.
Some folks I want to have on the podcast, and we were talking about pitches today. So I think I got the pitches confused. I think they were talking about how you pitch your podcast. But I was pitching me, so
Yeah.
But I got a lot of feedback and stuff like that. So
That's good. I don't feel like we need to pitch our podcast. I think we tell people what it is and what it's about, and they either like it or they don't.
okay.
I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right?
Oh yeah. Either you want to be on or you don't.
Yeah.
And we're pretty awesome as it is.
I'm just saying. We're drinking wine live on the internet.
Got to put together some. Well, I will do on the back end. Fell behind on my posting, so I'm sure the downloads will reflect it.
It's a lot to keep up with.
Well, we'll be talking to Larry.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll see
Yes.
how it goes.
I'm just saying. I sent somebody else to him today. I was like, get over there. Go.
Yeah. We got Larry's contact information.
Yes. I will put it in the show notes for this. So Larry is EW2 Incorporated. He's based out of Houston, but he hires for you and manages a virtual assistant to do social media, video editing, content creation, some administrative tasks. I got to tell you, it's the best thing I've done for myself in a long time.
Right. He does all the interfacing.
Yes. I am not managing at all. I talk to her all the time, but he does all that stuff.
So you get to talk to her, actually say words.
We're on a Zoom every now and then, or we'll just do Slack.
That's awesome. Because you don't get to do that on Fiverr.
No, everything she posts for me or does for me, I approve before she posts. There's no surprises. Because I've done that before, and you're like, you put what where? And no, none of that. And you tell them what you want. But also, I said to Larry, I'm like, I need somebody who's got enough expertise. I don't want to learn how to do this and tell somebody. I know enough to hang myself, and that's all I want to know. She knows everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to do it myself, I'd keep doing it myself like I'm doing now.
Yeah. No, we have to get that off your plate. I just need you to systematize it because I can't tell her what to do without you systematizing it for me.
It's coming. It's coming.
Ma'am.
Because I know I'm going to get some more templates, to get a few more templates in there. Because now I know what I like to do and put forward. And so I'm getting better about the system. It's sitting back and doing it. Because every day is something new. Working on getting better with the blocking of saying, this is what I'm doing today. Now, that hour by hour blocking isn't really me. So it has to be a day.
I'm a big fan of the silo days.
Yeah.
Today we're doing podcasts. Tomorrow we're doing sales. This day we're doing content. Friday is, I don't know, miscellaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because knowing that Wednesday is dedicated to this one thing is recording podcasts that day is really cool.
Yes. Well, because it's off your mental plate until then, right? I mean, that's the whole reason you do it.
That's it. That's it. It's off your mental plate.
To manage the mental plate.
Well, that's the big thing. So I believe this avatar is going to make things easier. Whether it's getting on, because another thing that was discussed is that your message is the same across. Is it going to be exactly the same? No, because you're going to be in different rooms. Because in some rooms you're going to offer a lead magnet, and then in some rooms you're actually going to offer time with you. So that's different. You know, on a podcast you'd offer a lead magnet. You wouldn't offer.
Yeah.
You wouldn't offer. You know, get on my calendar, because it's a different investment. But you do have to. There does have to be some consistency across each one.
Yeah. Well, the message needs to resonate, right? We need to hear it over and over.
Yes.
Which I struggle with sometimes because I feel like I'm boring people. But you got to remember, I mean, how many times has somebody said the same thing to you, and then you're like, the 20th time you're like, oh.
I see what you're talking about. Exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So there's that.
So what you watching on TV?
Oh, I'm not. Alberto is. Can you hear that?
No, I mean, what are you
Oh.
watching? Period. Are you watching anything?
Good Lord. I just watched the Idris Elba, Regina King
Harder They Fall.
Western. Yeah. It was pretty good. I watched a couple episodes of Yellowstone when I was in Houston.
Uh-oh.
Do you like that? Do you watch that?
No, I don't watch it. I heard about it though.
It's like an updated version of Dallas.
Well, Kevin Costner's in it, so it's got to be a little better than
Yes.
that, doesn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah. Acting's better. And they're not wearing all the crazy dresses, but it's the whole cowboy rancher.
You know what's crazy? I watched a YouTube thing on Dynasty. They were like Diane Carroll's iconic moments.
Yeah.
And man, I was laughing all the way through. The big shoulders, the big hair, the
Like-
overacting. You know, they were chewing scenery.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, we watched Dynasty because you had no choice with TV. You had to be there to see it, right?
Yeah.
You're
And there were 3 channels, man. That was it.
You had to plan your day to see it. And it was,
Yeah.
and I was like, wait a minute, we thought this was so freaking awesome. Because I'm sitting there laughing.
Yeah.
We thought the lines were so cool. And I was like, man,
Clothes. Oh my God.
because were those shoulders big enough? It was the 80s.
It's crazy. Some of that shit came back. Have you been to the mall lately? The clothes look like they did when we were teenagers. I'm like, y'all wearing this crap again? They look like Z Caparucci's. Remember those with the big pleats and the
Oh, yeah.
waistband in your armpits? People are wearing that stuff again.
I'm afraid of that. That's why I stay out of the mall. That's scary.
It is scary. I can't remember why I had to go to the mall. It was some reason specific. I couldn't believe it.
No. So, biggest takeaway from the conference is I keep going back there.
Yes. My biggest takeaway is I need to really focus on speaking
And getting
on
out.
stages. Yeah. Yeah.
How you going to manage that in Florida?
Oh, it's kind of hard. So I might be having to travel. So we'll see.
But you guys are wide open, right?
As far as any kind of COVID restrictions,
Yeah.
oh, we stopped pretending COVID existed 6 months ago. Or I should say the other way around. We started pretending COVID never existed 6 months ago. No, it's not about that. It's more about, or I don't know as many people here. So I'm either going to have to get out here locally and network pretty hard, or tap into the network where I know people, which is, Houston, Virginia, Chicago, and if that's where the events are, either go or virtual.
Right.
I did on my little one of my networking meetings this morning. I was talking to somebody and saying that's what I was taking away, right? The speaking. And she's like, have you looked for speaking events on Facebook? I'm like, huh? And she just went type wanted speakers wanted, and all this stuff came up. So I'm headed there.
On Facebook, just speakers wanted.
Yeah. Speakers wanted.
See? You had
Crazy.
That's what you get for talking to people.
I'm just saying.
Who were you
Right.
talking to? Who gave you that one?
Rhonda.
Sunshine Realtor?
Yeah, Rhonda Horton, Texas Sunshine Realtor.
Okay. Is she changing her? Tony gave her a new one.
Jumpstart Realtor.
'Cause I saw it on Instagram. You know what? I need
Yeah,
to
she's
reach
big
out.
on the Insta.
Yeah. We were drinking too heavily to actually set a date the last time we were together.
Oh, that's funny. That girl's a hoot.
She's coming on the podcast. So we're going to get her. Because she keeps claiming,
Oh.
send me the link. I go, I sent
No,
you
we
multiple
need
links.
to get her on a happy hour podcast because that would be funny.
I have sent multiple links. I think you're
But
bullshitting
she said
before.
she doesn't like doing virtual stuff. She likes being live and in person. So I don't know.
I haven't set up the house to have podcast guests. I do not have the Joe Rogan studio set up,
No, we're going to have to get you one of those signs.
but that's coming. That's the plan.
It's coming.
Oh no, I see a lot of growth this year. It's that work we did this morning, those 2 hours were not wasted. They were
No,
not wasted. No,
not at all.
it's cool.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me.
Bless you.
No, I mean, it's just, there's such an importance to, okay, you think things through, you got them down to run them by either your coach, a mentor, a friend, somebody who understands you and knows how to ask you the right questions. That's it. I mean, that's all coaching is, asking the right questions.
Yeah, because coaching is important. And what it takes points off your swing. I keep saying that. It just takes points off the swing.
Yeah.
Helps you get
Speed it
going
up.
further.
Just speed it up, man.
Okay, what did I take away? My takeaway is to get back out there, to start meeting people again. Because these last few months, this last year more, you start thinking the whole thing is just social media. And
Yeah. It's not.
does it play a part? It does, but there has to be real world connectiveness.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Get people on the phone, go see people.
Yeah, because we got guests coming on because we went there.
Yes, we do.
Got organizers coming on.
Yes, we do.
We got other agents coming on. We got, pardon me. We got book publishers coming on.
Who's the book publisher? Did you get
Yeah, Marvin Cloud.
you got Marvin Cloud?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we
He's an-
interviewed. And then I'm going to have to check to make sure he picked a day. If he didn't, I might have to get back on him. 'Cause
Okay.
It requires him to hit a link. So you know how they go.
Yeah, Marvin is so interesting.
He is. It's just going to be great to talk to him. Then actually tying Rhonda down to a real date. I'll
Mhm.
probably text her as soon as we get off this. Because we're
Yeah.
getting up on 50 minutes now live. We're
Yeah.
at like 49. And I'm going to start telling dirty jokes because I'm on my second glass.
I know. And I need to get my Friday email out.
It's going to get a little rowdy.
Yes.
So we don't necessarily want that. I've already spilt enough. So maybe that,
There you
that
go.
was a sign. But again, the viral networking conference was pretty awesome. We're going to be sure to put the hashtags in there.
Yes.
Tony Harris Taylor, she runs a coaching. She's a sales coach, international speaker. And so if you want to speak more, to sell more, she's the woman to get involved with. And we're going to have that information in the show notes,
Yes.
so you can reach.
And we should have Tony back on the show to do a debrief too. But
oh yeah, we'll reach out. And because she's going to give us a class after we do the podcast.
Yes.
So that's going to be worth a couple of bucks right there.
Absolutely.
And, well, this certainly won't be the last one before the new year, but we see some changes coming, evolving. The podcast is going to evolve, and so are we. So all I can tell you is, those of you that are listening out there, you women entrepreneurs, you grown women entrepreneurs, get back out there. Get back out there. Of course, we want you to stay safe, but get back out there and start physically networking. Physically networking. There's meetup.com, and who you want to talk to, your ideal client. I think maybe one day we should go into how to look things up. For instance, my ideal client is a life insurance agent. And you can Google that, women life insurance agents, and you'll start coming up with organizations. They always need someone to speak to them or where they're meeting. So get out there. Just get out there. Spit your game. You got to. That's how it gets.
Yes. Yep. Got to be seen.
Hey, so we're going to get out of here. And I'm going to see you on the other side, girl. Bye.
All right. Cheers, Daph.